The Teacher and the Scrolls. How do we bring divine truths from the quiet places of the soul into the chaotic world of humanity? The sun dipped below the hills of Galilee, casting golden hues over the dusty trails. A young Jesus, carrying a simple satchel of tools, walked silently, his thoughts deep and contemplative. Known in Nazareth as the carpenter's son, he felt a yearning in his soul that no craft could satisfy. He had heard whispers of a secluded group called the Essenes, mystics who sought divine truth in the wilderness. One evening, an elder named Zadok, a family acquaintance, shared a secret. "There is a place," Zadok said, "where seekers gather to preserve the wisdom of the prophets and prepare for the kingdom of God. If your heart is open, they may reveal their teachings to you." Intrigued, Jesus journeyed to the shores of the Dead Sea. As the days passed, the rugged landscape transformed from desolate to sacred, each step drawing him closer to Qumran, the hidden Essenes settlement. Upon his arrival, Jesus marveled at the Essenes' way of life. They lived simply, wearing white robes symbolizing purity and devoting themselves to prayer, meditation, and the study of ancient scriptures. Their days began before dawn, with the recitation of psalms that spoke of the light triumphing over darkness. Their teachings resonated deeply with Jesus. He was drawn to their understanding of divine law, not as rigid rules, but as a path to inner harmony. They spoke of the children of light, those who embrace truth and righteousness, standing against the forces of darkness. Under the guidance of Elder Baruch, a wise and gentle teacher, Jesus immersed himself in their practices. The Essenes emphasized the healing of both body and soul, teaching Jesus the power of natural remedies, fasting, and the laying on of hands. They believed in aligning with the divine through acts of compassion and service, a lesson Jesus absorbed fully. One day, while meditating by the shores of the Dead Sea, Jesus experienced a profound vision. He saw a great light descending upon the earth, scattering darkness and igniting hope in the hearts of humanity. When he shared this vision with Elder Baruch, the elder smiled and said, "The light you saw is the same light we prepare for. But you, Jesus, carry it within you. It burns brightly, meant to guide others." The scrolls of the Essenes became a treasure trove of wisdom for Jesus. He studied the prophecies of Isaiah and the Psalms of Solomon, which spoke of a world transformed by justice and peace. The Essenes' apocalyptic visions of a coming kingdom of God mirrored the stirrings in his own heart. But Jesus felt a growing conviction that this kingdom was not only a future promise, but a present reality, waiting to be awakened within every soul. The Essenes practiced silence as a way to commune with the divine. In the quiet hours of the night, Jesus found clarity, understanding that the love of God was not confined to rituals or secluded communities, but was meant to flow freely among all people. His time with the Essenes also deepened his understanding of humility. They taught that true strength lay in surrendering to the divine will, a lesson he carried into his later ministry. Their emphasis on communal living inspired his vision of a fellowship united by love and equality. When Jesus returned to Jerusalem, the mystic teachings of the Essenes shaped the core of his mission. He brought their emphasis on purity and light to the heart of the city's spiritual and political turmoil. Standing in the temple courts, he spoke words that reflected the Essenes' ideals, but expanded them for all. "The kingdom of God is within you." He challenged the rigid legalism of the religious leaders, calling instead for inner transformation. Jesus also demonstrated the Essenes' healing wisdom. When faced with the sick and the outcast, he used the arts of touch and prayer he had learned in Qumran. His healing miracles, restoring sight to the blind, curing leprosy, and raising the dead, were acts of divine compassion rooted in the belief that wholeness was possible for all who opened their hearts to God. In his teachings on the Mount, Jesus echoed the Essenes' hope for a new world. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." He redefined their vision of the children of light, not as a secluded sect, but as anyone who chose love, justice, and humility. The Essene practice of silence also influenced Jesus' actions. When confronted by Pilate and accused by the crowd, he remained calm and composed, embodying the stillness he had cultivated in the wilderness. His silence spoke louder than words, a testimony to his unwavering connection with the divine. On his final journey to the cross, the teachings of the Essenes sustained him. Their belief in the triumph of light over darkness gave him strength to endure, and their faith in the eternal kingdom inspired his promise to the repentant thief. "Today you will be with me in paradise." Though Jesus' ministry grew far beyond the desert, the Essenes' influence remained etched in his teachings. Their hope for divine redemption, their commitment to truth, and their vision of a heavenly kingdom resonated in his every word. Years later, as the Essenes continued their work in quiet seclusion, they would hear of a man from Galilee whose teachings echoed their own. And they would smile, knowing their brightest disciple had taken their light to a world in need.